nung huling tumakbo siya before 2022, no, medyo mukhang lumalabo yung chances niya, nagbudots na lang. Dito nagbudots siya uli eh. Feeling ko mas maganda pa nga yung choreography. Bakit umubra yung budots noon pero hindi umubra yung budots ngayon kay Bong Revilla?
Siguro that will be an indication, sabihin natin an indication of the maturing voter perhaps the voter is looking for something more substantial. But here's the thing, as you repeatedly pointed out, paulit-ulit mo nang sinabi to, Ian, sinubukan niya this year nalagyan ng substance yung pagbubudots niya. But dito siguro pumapasok yung reason to believe or RTB. Siguro, iniisip ng tao, inauthentic, budots pa rin yan. At the end of the day, bumudots lang yan.
Enzo Recto, kalaban ang katiwalian at kasinungalingan, kakampi sa katotohanan at kabutihan.
Natalo dahil sa kakabodots. Well, ano po ba ang nangyari dito kay Bong Revilla at ito po ay hindi pinalad na manalo bilang isang senador at isama na rin po natin yung mga artistang sumubok na tumakbong senador pero hindi pinalad manalo. Well, ayon po sa isang campaign strategist na si Alan German, isa raw sa naging factor ito ay naging mature na ang mga botante at bumuto na raw sila ng tama. Anyway, para po sa iba pang mga sinabi niya, panoorin po natin ito.
Unahin natin dito sa mga artista. Why do you think some celebrities won and others lost?
Okay, so the formula, ito na naman ako sa formula, no? Siguro, tandaan natin na ang electoral formula ay awareness to choice. So, talaga nag-uumpisa yan sa awareness. So, merong inherent advantage ang mga celebrities. Dahil hindi mo na kailangan yung tinatawag na double hurdle. Dalawa yung kailangan mong talunan bago ka manalo. Una, magbibuild ka ng awareness, tapos, kailangan, pag alam na nila or kakilala ka na nila, you will have to engage them to choose you. Pag celebrity ka, hindi mo na kailangan yung first hurdle dahil may awareness ka na, alam ng tao sino ka, choice na lang. Ang pinaka-frustration ng mga elitista at mga intellectuals na tulad ni Ian Esguerra, dati, Ronald Llamas ay napaka-baba ng standards natin in that all-important jump from awareness to choice. Ang nangyayari sa atin dati sa Pilipinas, pag aware na ako sa isang tao, sapat na yun. Kakilala ko siya, iboboto ko siya. Yung TC, yung to choice na portion, our standards are not that high or we're not that high, we're not that discerning na awareness was enough. So siguro ang nangyari this election is naging equally, maybe not equally, let's not kid ourselves, but at least humabol yung choice quadrant. Humabol siya. So hindi lang awareness. Kakilala ko to, pero sino ba to? Bakit ko siya dapat piliin? So maybe a linguistic lesson is due for our facts statics, no. Di ba ano bang silver? Di ba plata? Di ba plata? The silver lining. So yung nadagdagan ng silver lining, plata. So hindi na lamang puro forma, naging plataforma ang siguro hinahanap ng mga tao ngayon. It's awareness plus popularity plus, so whatever that plus is, it's now awareness plus substance, awareness plus track record maybe, awareness plus maybe qualifications, pero nagkaroon na ng plus. Maybe little by little. Huwag naman tayo magbulahan. Hindi naman marami pa rin artistang nanalo. At hindi ko po sinasabi na porket artista ka, hindi ka qualified na tumakbo bilang public servant. Hindi po yun ang sinasabi ko. Definitely, I'm not the guy to say that. I have a lot of friends who came from the celebrity world at nag-transition to public office. May hinawakan din po ako. Hindi ako magpapaka-plastic. May hinawakan din po ako na dating artista na naging excellent public servants. Pero siguro yan ang naging formula this election. People are looking for that plus.
Okay. May mga nakikita akong memes or comments sa social media. Sinasabi nila, nagpapasalamat sila kay Robin Padilla. Dahil daw kay Robin, na-realize sa mga botante, hindi nila dapat iboto yung ibang mga artista tulad ng Philip Salvador, Willie Revillame. Is there truth to that sa iyong karanasan bilang isang campaign strategist?
We will never have the benefit, unfortunately, we will never have the benefit of being able to put a number to that. Hindi po natin malalagyan ng eksaktong numero yan, siyensya. I don't think there will ever be how would you even go about doing a study like that? Pero just the psychographics, nako, puro na naman ako profound. Buti na lang walang live comments kasi I'm sure marami nang umuupak. Kaya na si Arneo, di ba?
May sasagutin natin yan.
Yung psychographics kasi ng Filipino voter, alam mo, we are more averse to bad examples rather than good ones. Actually, ganun ang Pinoy. It's hindi naman katakataka yan. I'm not saying this with disdain or minamaliit ko ang Pilipino, pero human experience yan. Pag mayroong ang na-experience na masama, ipopost mo yan sa Facebook or sa social media mo. Ang sama ng service sa restaurant na to, blah, blah, blah. Bis na 3 manok, isa lang yung binigay, yung kanin, malamig. You're gonna post your negative experiences. But if you have an exceptional experience, it's not likely that you will post it. You know, my order came complete, the service was fast, the food was warm. Hindi mo naman ipopostin eh. Talagang we're drawn to the negative aspect. So, with that as backdrop, isipin natin, again, anecdotally, sa tingin ko, malaki yung effect nun kasi siguro siya yung poster boy ng pagiging popular sa Pilipinas. Grabe, kung titignan mo yung datos ng huling eleksyon, 7 out of 10 Filipinos binoto si Robin Hood Padilla. Close to 7 out of 10. Kahit anong jeep ang sakyan mo, kung 10 tao yan, 7 doon bumoto kay Robin Padilla ayon sa datos. Pumunta ka sa grocery, may 10 tao, 7 doon bumoto kay Robin Padilla. So, his perceived, being very kind yan, his perceived non-performance in the Senate became a deterrent. Filipino voters are very, very conscious about deterrence. Ganyan din ang nangyayari sa political dynasty, by the way. Pag yung tatay hindi nag-perform, magsasuffer yung anak. Pag yung asawa hindi nag-perform or may ginawang katiwalian, nagsasuffer yung anak. So, yes, we are prone to that, and perhaps Robin Padilla was the perfect word really is, became a deterrent, a strong deterrent.
In terms of Robin Padilla's perceived non-performance or incompetence, mukha bang ang tinamaan yan sa lahat ng mga artista na tumakbo sa pagka-senador, si Philip Salvador, kasi siya talagang kadikit in terms of campaigning?
You know what? I would disagree with you there. Honestly, I would disagree with you there. I think ang pinaka-tinamaan dito, for me, the closest analog of a Robin Padilla would probably be a Bong Revilla. I would probably think it's Bong Revilla who suffered the most from this celebrity aversion. Dahil si Philip Salvador, let's face it, wild card naman talaga. From the start, nobody really legitimately, probably, really, in their heart of hearts, expected him to make it to the Senate. No offense to Mr. Efectivo, who by the way, had the best jingle among all of the candidates last election. My God, I can't get that guy's jingle out of my head.
Macho Man.
Mr. Efectivo. Pero hindi ko na gagawin yung sayaw. Let's not talk about the accompanying dance, no? Kasi yun, hanggang ngayon, nananaginip pa rin ako sa gabi pag nakikita ko yun sa isip ko.
Hindi ba kumot?
Pinapawisan ako ng malamig. Kailangan ko minom ng tubig.
Yung parang kagatin yung daliri mo sa paa para magising ka.
Mismo. Nagaganon ako pag naalala ko yung sayaw. But the jingle was exceptional. I would think it's Bong Revilla who actually suffered the most in terms of that deterrent, celebrity deterrent backlash. Dahil si Bong Revilla, my gosh, mainstay sa Senado, parating nandyan yan. And he was relying mostly on his celebrity to carry him through. Now, whether or not he mirrored the perceived non-performance of Robin Padilla, siguro hindi na ako magko-comment dyan. Mahirap na, madalas ako sa Cavite.
Okay. I think in previous discussions, nabanggit mo yung masterstroke ng campaign team ni Bong Revilla. Nung huling tumakbo siya before 2022, medyo lumalabo yung chances niya, nagbudots na lang. Dito nagbudots siya uli eh. Feeling ko mas maganda pa nga yung choreography. Bakit umubra yung budots noon pero hindi umubra yung budots ngayon kay Bong Revilla?
That's a great and leading question, no? Talagang dinadala ako ni Ian sa bingit ng talagang he's bringing me to the line of fire. So siguro that will be an indication, sabihin natin an indication of the maturing voter perhaps the voter is looking for something more substantial. But here's the thing, as you repeatedly pointed out, paulit-ulit mo nang sinabi to, Ian, sinubukan niya this year na nalagyan ng substance yung pagbubudots niya. So nagbubudots siya, and then in between the budots, meron mga graphics, meron mga pinasa ang batas na ganito. Yung posters niya, di ba? Ano pa rin, action star pa rin. Action sa totoong buhay. Tapos nilagay yung mga, well, what they consider achievements of the former senator. But dito siguro pumapasok yung reason to believe or RTB. Siguro, inisip ng tao, inauthentic, budots pa rin yan. At the end of the day, bumudots lang yan. You can't fit a square peg, a round shape into a square hole. So siguro inisip nila, there's that inauthenticity dahil pilit budots, sinubukan lagyan ng substance, the reason to believe probably did not catch on. Hindi ko sinasabing things would have been different kung pure budots lang yung ginawa niya. Hindi natin alam. Pero seems to have worked for Philip Salvador, right? Speaking of Philip Salvador, walang ibang ginawa yun, kundi sumayaw. At ang tanging campaign speech niya ay bring him home.
Meron pa, ako'y artista lang.
Bunyog, halikan na kasama ka. Bunyog, kapag buklod ay may pag-asa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, isa ang pananaw. Sa bagong Pilipinas ang bunyog isisigaw. Bunyog.